guys, welcome back to the channel. Igbe here. So today we're going to be doing a former site also, which is through Amazon KDP. I talked about this before in one of my videos. I kind of gave a little intro to it, and I promised that I was going to come back and share my screen with you guys so you guys can see how I developed one of my books. What helped me to do that book is this math workbook generator. So I wanted to do a walkthrough with you guys today so you see how I did it. Let's get to it. All right, so let's get to it, guys. This software is Math Worksheet Generator. So we are on the website right now, and it's mathworksheetgenerator.com. Once you get on here, as you can see, Amazon KDP is one of their favorited platforms. You see on the screen also right now, this software is discounted. You will be getting $50 off. So instead of paying $147, you will be paying $97, which is great. Okay, so once you're ready, you just click purchase, and it takes you through the different steps. So I have actually received my email, so I'm going to be going straight into my software. So when you get your link, once you click it, it's going to show you this screen that I'm showing you right now. I'm going to click access, which is going to actually take me into the math worksheet generator. You see that there are 4 options on the screen. I only purchased the basic, which is the math worksheet generator FE. So you can see the others have the purchase now button active for me to click. So I don't have access to those, but I think, after you go through this video, the basic may be enough, maybe what you need for now to be able to develop some, worksheets that you can publish. So with this, once I'm ready, I just click access. I go right into it. You see there is an addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division section. At the top, you see a note there. That note is important to keep in mind. It says, remember to download your work before closing the current browser session. And this is because it does not save. So you want to make sure that you complete each session, download the work before you exit the software. Otherwise, there's a high possibility you will lose your work. There have been instances, however, though, where if I left the window open, I can still continue, but I wouldn't take that chance. So I definitely highly recommend you make sure that you complete your session, download your work before you exit the software. Okay, so let's keep going. So again, you see, if I take your attention to the left, you see there are again the addition, subtraction, multiplication. I am going to be focusing on multiplication for this tutorial. So I'm clicking the very first one, which is the basic one, the one where all the answers are missing. So once I click on that, you see what happens, right? It populates that screen. So the page 1 is no longer blank. Now there's information on page 1. So if you look, it says 10 by 6, which means there is a total of 60 equations on this page. I particularly like to reduce that number because I do some other manipulations to my pages. Especially I do want to give headers that will account for other things to make learning more interesting for kids. So I'm going to be reducing my rows to 9 and my columns to 5. So bringing it from 60 equations to 45. So every time you make changes, you want to come all the way down and hit update worksheet. What you see once I click update worksheet, you see now it's reflecting my 9 by 5. Now I have to adjust it to fit the page properly. Okay, so I continue to move around using the guides that is provided. So you see as I'm moving around, you see the guide starts to come up to make sure that I am not way off, too much to the left, too much to the right, or too much up, too much down. I do want to have enough space above for my banner. At the same time, I also have to be careful at the bottom to make sure that there's enough space for the solutions for the numbers at the lower level, so it doesn't conflict with the page number, which is going to come into play because it's a book. There would be numbering of each pages. So I have to gauge this very well and be very careful so that when it does print, there isn't any kind of issues between both. So you can adjust the dimensions, so the grid item width, the height, row spacing, column spacing. You can go ahead and utilize this to guide you to ensure that your equation is properly fitted into the page. You can also change your font. So if you go right here, you're going to get additional options of different fonts that are available that you can pick from. So let's come back here again. You see there is this section, which is the first operand range and the second operand range. And the reason why this section is important is if you keep regular, without, changing stuff around, it's not really going to be exciting for the kids. It's just going to be the same number repeating all around the pages. So we want to randomize things so that it makes learning interesting for the kids and it increases the chance for better learning, really, because now there are a variety of numbers for the kids to try to get answers for. You want to have a plan as you begin to build your book out. How do you want the pages to look like? So because for this tutorial we're doing about 20 pages, I am going to play around with numbers a bit and say for the first operand range, I'm going to change mine to 0 and 5. So which means that the first couple of pages are going to manipulate the numbers between 0 and 5 to achieve multiple equations on each of those pages. And then I come to the operand settings. I do want to randomize so as to allow the equations to not all be the same. So I want to randomize it so that as you go from page to page, there will be differences. Then the next stage is we move to the index type, right? So it's really how do you want the different, because if you look closely at your page, you have all the different numbers of equations, right? They have either parentheses to them or no parentheses to them. So it's how do you want that to appear in your book, right? I particularly just, I picked the second one, but you can go ahead and change that if you want to. So the index margin is important as well. So you see if as I move it, I just adjusted it. I click update worksheet. You see that the equations shifted a bit. So that also is important as well. So you can also play around with that and see which you prefer, like how you prefer your equations to sit on the page. Okay. All right. So a few other things you can do. You can do borders if you want. I am not doing that, but you see that it shows you the result. You can do that if you like that. In addition to that, you can also come all the way down and show solution if you want to do that. You see, if I click show solution, you see all the solution comes on the page. I don't want to do that because I want these to be an activity page for the kids. So I'm going to take that back and remove that. Okay. All right. So you go to settings. As you get there, you see that there is a page numbering format. So you can decide how you want to basically number your pages. Okay. So I'm going to pick page 1. All right, so I always click this show page margins, and the reason I do that is because I want to make sure that my equations is not crossing over, cut off, or any of that sort. One exciting thing about this software is that you don't necessarily have to create the pages again from scratch. All you need to do is just click where it says clone page. You click that, okay, and it starts to create duplication of a second page for you. So once you click clone page, you see automatically now you have page 2. I know one thing that may be coming to mind for you, my equation's different on the second page. And as you can see, they are different. So it's starting off with 5 multiplied by 5, whereas the second page is starting from 1 multiplied by 1. So it does change your equations around. From page 2, I'm going to clone and develop page 3. From page 3, I'm going to clone and develop page 4. From page 4, I'm going to clone and develop page 5. Now we have our first 5 pages, we are moving on. So to the next 5 pages that are going to now be new pages, you just click the plus sign and you see page 6 would appear. So now we want to develop equations for page 6. So I go back to my settings, brought me to addition, but I do need my multiplication. So I'm going to click the back button and go back to my multiplication. So again, I'm going to use the second, which is the missing numbers. We did the first one already. So I click that. We're basically going through the first steps that we did to develop the first 5 pages, right? So that's exactly what we're doing. So now we're doing missing numbers. So I click that and you see my page 6 is populated, right? Awesome. Now we're back to the same setting. My rows, I'm going to change it to 9. I'm going to change my columns again to 5. And you kind of just follow the same step which we did before. So my first operand, I'm going to change minimum to 0, maximum to 5. Again, second operand 0, 5, which is kind of what we did for the first 5 pages as well. You just go ahead and click update worksheet so that that gets updated. And then you do your adjustment again, like you did for the very first page of the first 5. Adjust it to make sure the margins and everything looks good, that all your equations fit into the page. So one thing I do want to mention with this is that, the first operand, the second operand also can help you or guide you as you develop your table of contents for your book. So now we are ready to clone our pages again so that we can develop the next pages, so 6 to 10. So you just go to the clone button, you clone, you get page 7, you clone from page 7, you get page 8, you clone from page 8, you get page 9, and you clone from page 9, you get page 10. All right, so one of the things too that I wanted to mention is that, okay, so now we have up to page 10. One of the things I can do where I don't have to go back and rearrange my setting and do everything over again, like I did for page 6, I can actually clone page 11 from page 10, right? So I just hit the clone and I see page 11. And then all I need to do, because all of the settings carried over into that page 11. So all I would just need to do now is to go straight to my first operand range and my second operand range and make adjustment, right? Let me see, what number can we change that to? So we did 0 to 5. So we can go ahead and do 5 to 10, okay? Okay, so now we have our first 15 pages, right? So now we need additional 5 pages. So we've done missing numbers twice, right? So we did 0 to 5 and 5 to 10 for missing numbers. Now we need to do the regular equation where the answer is missing for 5 to 10. So the way I will do it is I just, again, go to, I press new page, right? So once I press my new page, I need to copy over from the regular equation of 0 to 5. I need to copy that over onto my page 16, right? So I go to that section, do Command C if you're using a Mac, right? And then, or Control C if you're using a Windows. So I copy that over and I go to my page 16 and I paste it there. Okay. Once I paste it there, I go back to my settings to adjust my first and second operand, right? Because that's what I need to change. So I change that to 5 and 10. So I just change 5 to 10. I do it for the first and second operand. I update my worksheet and you see that that has changed. You're seeing bigger numbers now, which is great. All right, so now I'm going to just go ahead and clone these pages, right? So I'm going to clone from page 16, just do it 4 times so that I can arrive at the 20 pages that I need to complete my book, right? Now we have 20 pages with unique calculations, right? Isn't that awesome? Don't you feel so proud of yourself? Now you just did 20-page book, so which is really awesome. All right, so for the solutions to create that, you just want to make sure that you click out of the pages Once you click out of the pages, there's this button right here. You click that, is a pop-up is going to come up where it says solutions preview. So again, the goal is that the solution should take a new page. So you say generate a solution preview for the math worksheet generator. So you're going to click generate solutions. So you see, once you do that, you see these are all the solutions to all the problems. And once you go back to your book, it automatically attaches the solution pages to that book. So let's just scroll up and down so you can see, kind of what we've achieved together. So page 1 through 22 is now the book, right? Because it has solutions on the second 2 pages. So we want to download this. So you go to download. So you can download as a PNG, JPEG, or JPG, or as a PDF. I usually recommend downloading as PNG, especially like as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I like to create like a banner / headers, right, for my pages. Those information that can be on there is if you want to time the students or time the kids as they do the different equations to see how quickly they get through them. Don't want to download as a PDF because I'm not using it as is, right? So I'm going to be doing some more manipulation on the pages, so I will be downloading as PNG. But if you are going to be using the pages as they are, you can definitely download as a PDF. So once you click download as PNG, it starts to retrieve your files for you. As you see, we've clicked it and it's saying downloading as PNG. I want to show you an example of what it will look like with the headers. So I recently published my addition and subtraction book. So this is just to give you a snapshot of what, when I kept talking about the headers, this is what it really means. This is the headers I arrived at after it being designed in Photoshop. Also, let me just bring you to the table of content. When I was talking about, how you would craft your table of content line by line. So this is just to give you a sense of what that looks like, because sometimes it's good to say something, but bringing visual to it helps. So this is my table of content for the addition and subtraction book. I will come back and do a video to show you guys how I upload to Amazon KDP so that you have that experience as well. I will also show you how I design my content. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you find it useful. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. I will be providing links in the description of this video so that you know exactly what the appropriate website is to access this math software. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I do post new videos. Give this video a thumbs up. Till next time, thank you so much, guys, and best of luck to you and keep making that money. Bye-bye.